Yeah,
Your live, sir. Please go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Namaste to all. Warm wishes on the occasion of International Yoga Day. Yes, I'm Dr. Prakash L, working as chairperson, Pharmacopoeia Commission for Indian System of Medicine and Homeopathy, New Delhi. And I'm also head of the Department of Draviguna, and also Dean Academics for Post Graduations at SDM College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Hassan, Karnataka, India. Today's topic for the discussion is Ayurvedic Ahara, eating for your body type. Okay, each and everyone has got their own body type. Everybody agree? And each one of us are different. Like we may look similar, but actually we are totally different. So this is a very important topic as such because we all know we are suffering with so many diseases. From where they have come? It's all because of our improper, intake of food or food regimen. What we are consuming, the food may not be properly processed, or it may not suit my body type, and it may lead to so many diseases over the period of time. People may suffer with so many diseases. It may not be sudden, by accumulation, like we say, slow poisoning, all those things we say. We all always talk about all those things. In Ayurveda, we have lot of many references regarding how to eat, what to eat, how to process, what are the qualities of different food preparations. Like they've clearly explained, like how it has to be taken, consumed, on in which season it has to be consumed, in what season what has to be consumed. All those things are excellently explained in our classical texts. So on the occasion of International Yoga Day, as we are reaching so many countries all over the world, individual country has got its own type of food habits. May not be similar. Like in India we have certain food habits. It may be different in Europe, maybe different in Australian continent, or maybe North American countries. So on this occasion, let us discuss different aspects regarding Ayurvedic Ahara, eating for your body type. um, let us have some information regarding this concept. What is the background actually? Let me go through the shloka. Ahara sambhavam vastu rogascha ahara sambhavah hitahita visheshattu vishesho sukha dukkhayoh. Very nicely explained in Charaka Sutra 28th chapter 45th shloka, wherein Charaka emphasizes the very importance of the food. He says, like, ahara sambhavam, our body is formed by food, and vastu rogascha ahara sambhava, that he says even the diseases are also formed because of ahara or food. And wholesome food, it leads to happiness, and unwholesome food, which is responsible for misery. That is also explained in this, that like hita hita visheshattu vishesho sukha dukkayo, very nicely explained. So this is the very important information we need to have. See, whatever we do or whatever we eat, so that is responsible for happiness and misery. So it is the ahara which plays a major role in our daily life. Then, in Agri Prakarana of Charaka Samhita, we have a beautiful reference saying that Annam Vrattikaranam Shreshtaha. That is, Anna or food is the best among things which sustains our life. We have a lifespan. Maybe we live up to 80 years, 90 years, and all. So sustaining the life, it is all based on the food what we can consume every day. So Anna or food is the best among the things which is sustaining our life. That is the reference in Charaka Sutra. And in Patya, Patya Vibodhaka, Patya and Apatya, Patya refers to wholesome, and Apatya refers to unwholesome food habits. So here, Vina api bheshajam cha bheshajam vadihi patyadeva nivartate natu patya vihinasya veshajanam shateirapi. A very beautiful reference from Patyapatya Vibodhaka, that it says disease can be cured without any medicines. By just following wholesome regimen, one can cure many diseases. Whereas hundreds of medicines, if he is continuously taking without giving any importance to food habit, then he'll not get cure of any disease which is suffering. This is a beautiful reference which says the importance of ahara. Then moving further, we have a reference in Kashyapa Samhita where nacha ahara rasam kinchit beshjam upalabhyate shakyate api annamatrena narah kartum niramayah. Kashyapa Samhita. That is, no medicine is equivalent to food. He straight away says, right? So there is so much differences when it comes to importance of anything or any substance. So he rates high regarding the food. That is, no medicine is equivalent to food. It is possible to make a person disease free with just proper diet. So if one see in Ayurveda, we have concept that is prevention is better than cure. Instead of curing or treating the diseases once it manifested, instead of that, we have to prevent the future diseases. That there lies the intelligence. That's what the shloka says. Then we have ahara vidhivisheshayatana in Ayurveda. So this is called as special condition for intake of food. Very nicely explained in all the samhitas, in Charaka, Sushruta, and Ashtanga. In all the three samhitas, this is mentioned in our classical text. So what are those points which are included under this ahara vidhivisheshayatana? That is prakriti. So naturally, there are two types of food. Like one is guru and another one is laghu. One which is not laghu definitely becomes guru. Then karana, that is method of processing. This is also very very important thing. So if we process the substance into particular processing, then we may get the required qualities or properties from the preparation which we are going to consume. That is also very nicely said. Then comes to samyoga. Samyoga is nothing but combination. So combination means tea. We are not always depending on one particular substance. We always make a combination of so many things. It may be ahara, it may be aushadha. So when we make the combination, we should be aware that the combination is very proper. It should be useful to the consumer. Then Rashi. Rashi refers to quantum. Like what is the quantity of the food to be taken in a day? Like we should not overeat or we should not eat less. So both have their own problems or outcomes. Then Desha. So Desha is also considered very important in this context because different places they have a different food practices. So when it comes to cold places, their food habits or food practices may be entirely different from warm places. That has to be given very importance in case of consumption of food. Then comes kala. So kala here, it is not only the time the one has to give importance, it is season also. Like we have as per Ayurveda we have six rutus, that is Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemanta. These are the rutus which are mentioned in our classical text in Ayurveda, where very beautifully explained what should be the food habits or food regimen in Vasanta Rutu, what should be the food regimen in case of Grishma Rutu, that is summer season. Like all these things are very nicely explained in Ayurveda, where we need to consider, or we have to take all those information so that we can prevent so many diseases. And one has to consume the food which is conducive to him in that particular season. That is also very very important. Then coming on to the next one, that is Upayoga Samstha. It means dietetic rules. While taking the food items, one has to follow certain rules, like one has to eat one which is warm or one which is hot. We should not eat so cold items. We should not eat in such a place where it is dirty or it is not clean. So such things are there. No, all those are coming under the heading of dietetic rules. And we always talk about the quantity of the food to be consumed. It's nicely said in Charaka Samhita Sutrasthana, 5th chapter, that is Matra Shiti Adhyaya. third shloka, like matrashi syat ahara matra punar ani balapekshini. Quantity of food depends on digestion and metabolism. So one should be aware about the capacity of his digestive fire, and he should know like what should be the time which he takes to get digested, and what is his metabolism, everything. Then one should be aware about the season, and one should be aware about his age also. Naturally, like the people who is in middle age or young age, they can eat more, but when it comes to old age, they cannot consume more food. This is also very important thing which is explained in our classical text. So when quantity is spoken, the question comes, what is the proper quantity for an individual? So it can be explained in such a way that amount of food which without disturbing the equilibrium of dosha and dhatu get digested and metabolized in proper time is regarded as proper quantity. So this means individually the person will have different quantity as proper quantity for his digestion power. So the person may consume more. That means he may have very good digestion power. So all those things we need to keep in our mind before we are going for any particular food habits. Then quantity of food in relation to quality of food is also very important. See, by nature, light food is always conducive because we can easily digest it, and in turn, it gives us a lot of energy. So, thinking that light food, I'm eating light food, if I'm eating it in larger quantity, then it may convert into heavy for that particular person. And even in heavy food, if it is consumed in lesser quantity, it may be very much beneficial to the individual. So we need to consider Mahabhuta Pradhanyata of the food item which we are consuming, because Prithvi and Jala naturally they are Guru. Uh, Teja, Vayu, and Akasha, they are always Lagu. That we need to keep in our mind. Then we talk about conducive food. That is Hita Ahara. Again, this is explained in Charaka Sutra, 5th chapter, 12th shloka. Again, Madrashiti Adhyaya, wherein he has enlisted so many items which are very useful, means which is for the daily consumption of any individual. So, few to mention here, they are Shashtika Shali. So, it's a kind of rice which grows within 60 days. So, that is a very conducive to the, and this is given a lot of importance in all the classical texts, stating that it is very useful or very beneficial for the person to consume. Then naturally, Shali. Um, okay, I have a question, but I will answer it at the end. Uh, okay, please consider my request. Shali, that is rice. Rice, it's a common grain which we commonly consume in India, especially. Then mudga is told. Mudga refers to green gram. So green gram is said to be one of the hita ahara, that is conducive food, as mentioned in Charaka Samhita. And Saindhava Lavana, this is a variety of salt. Salt also we have to consume every day. So Saindhava Lavana refers to rock salt here. Saindhava Lavana, which is very conducive to the person, that it doesn't aggravate any doshas. And Amalaki, Emblica officinalis, this is definitely one of the very important food, can be eaten in the form of food also. And it is said, eat an amalaki a day, keep the doctor away. We commonly say this, saying. Then coming to Antariksha Jala, that is rainwater. So rainwater is one which is not contaminated because we directly collect it from the sky. So that is rainwater, which is very pure in nature. That's why it is said to be conducive. Then moving on to the next one, grita, that is ghee. That grita is mentioned means it should be go grita. That is ghee which is prepared from cow's butter, clarified butter, what we say. So grita refers to go grita. All these items are very conducive, it is said. So that means any person who is consuming food without any hesitation, they can easily go for these items, because these are the one considered doesn't aggravate any doshas. We have three doshas: vata, pitta, and kapha doshas. Maintaining the equilibrium of all these three doshas are first and foremost thing. So that will help us to be disease free. So once all the three doshas are in equilibrium, then the person is said to be disease free. So to maintain our health in good condition, so these items will be definitely useful to us. Then one more reference, again from Matrashi Adhyaya, says should take such articles which maintains the health and are capable of preventing the manifestation of disease. This is the need of the R, which is explained in Charaka Samhita Sutrasthana. Then see, thinking that okay, these are the conducive food, all those things, I can eat any amount of the food. It's not like that. So Ashtangradekara, Vagbhata, he put forth his ideas like Nityam Sarvarasabhyasaha Swaswa Adhikya Mrata. It is very nicely explained. That is, in all the season, one has to consume the food with all the taste. So Sarvarasa refers to six rasas. Ayurveda emphasizes six rasas. They are Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Kattu, Tikta, Kashaya. Okay, in the future slides, I'll be discussing about Ayurvedic Ahara. So Ayurvedic Ahara consists of six rasas. Yeah, I'm online.
Dr. Hegde, can you please upload your slides again?
Again, I have to upload. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, I'm uploading.
You can carry on talking. People are listening to you. They are waiting for you. Apologies for this glitch. We had some
Yeah, yeah,
tech.
I'll do that first. Yeah. Shall I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Shall I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, my sincere apology to all the listeners. Please forgive me for this technical glitch which has happened in between. So, let us continue where we have stopped. So, we were in this particular slide stating that Nityam Sarvarasa Abhyasaha Swaswa Adhikya Mritavrato. That is, in all the season, one has to consume food with all the taste. See, thinking that one person may like Madhura Rasa, that is sweet taste. He may say, okay, I will eat only sweet items. Then definitely it leads to so many diseases that we need to keep in our mind. So if a person who doesn't eat all the you know uh, taste food, then it may lead to inequilibrium of the doshas because one particular rasa, you all know that one particular taste will definitely aggravate one particular dosha. For example, madhura rasa, if a person takes, it aggravates kapha dosha. If the madhura rasa is only taken, then definitely there is depletion of vata and pitta dosha. That we need to keep in our mind. Then moving further, we know body type. In Ayurveda, body types are explained that prakriti we say. So there are seven types of prakriti. Physical, shariric prakriti we say. There are seven types. They are Vataja prakriti, Pittaja prakriti, Kaphaja prakriti, then Dvandva prakriti. That includes Vata Pittaja, Pitta Kaphaja, and Kapha Vataja, and Tridoshaja prakriti. Like that we have. So as per the particular prakriti, one can definitely select particular items for his food practice. So many we see in general the beneficial food items for Vata Prakriti are one which is having Madhura Rasa, that is sweet in taste, Amla Rasa, that is sour in taste, and Lavana Rasa, that is salt. And obviously, remaining three, they are Tikta, Katu, and Kashaya. Tikta refers to bitter, Katu refers to pungent, and Kashaya refers to astringent. So the food items which are having this particular taste no, may not be suitable for Vata Prakriti person. So how to balance Vata in general? We know Vata is Shita in nature. That's why Ushna is said to be very, very useful. Then Vata is Ruksha in nature. So one can go for Snigdha. And Vata is Laghu in nature. So one can eat Guru Ahara, but again, thinking the digestion in mind, one can go for this Guru items. Then coming on to the dhanyas, that is maybe consuming godhuma is very useful to the vata prakriti person. He can consume rice. See, rice is madura, but once it is subjected to process, like cooked, well cooked rice, may be very much useful. Then comes madhulika, that is millet, rai in English commonly it is said. That can be used by vataja person. Then once if they are taking any item, they should make a practice of adding navanita, that is butter, and grita, that is ghee, and taila. So with that, with these things, if there is processing is done with the food items, then definitely it is going to be very, very useful. Then comes Yavagu. Yavagu, various types of Yavagus are explained in our classical texts, especially Apamarga Tanduli Adhyaya of Charaka Samhita, where it is very nicely explained. So, those things can be considered in our food items. Then, what are the vegetables can be consumed by Vata Prakriti? The person who is having his body type as Vata. He can go for Palandu. Palandu refers to onion. Definitely it is Vatahara. And various kinds of Harita Shaka, that is green leafy vegetables, definitely which are going to be very useful. Then Dhanyaka Shaka. Dhanyaka Shaka refers to coriander. That coriander leaves are also very much useful. Then comes Shatavari. Shatavari, see, we may have a question like which can be considered as ahara, which can be considered as aushadha. So we all know that when we are giving importance to rasa, that is taste of any item, it can be brought under the heading of rasa. When we are giving the importance to its potency, that is virya, then it can be brought under the heading of aushadha. This is the demarcation between ahara and aushadha we need to keep in our mind. Then comes granjana, that is carrot. Carrot is again can be consumed by the person who is having vata prakriti. Then lashuna, you are very well aware that lashuna is very good in case of vata, because vata hara nature is there with the garlic. Then moving further, what are the different fruits can be consumed by vata prakriti person? So he has to use unripened fruits. That too, dadima, which is having madura, then draksha, grapes, amra, mango, kharjura can be consumed, and erinda karkati, that refers to papaya. So it is said, kadali, if it is unripened, it should be avoided by vataja prakriti person. The very reason is kadali, that is banana, when it is unripened, it is more kashaya in nature, that is astringent taste, which in turn aggravates vata. Then he can consume all meats, especially matsya, that is fish, aja, that refers to goat, which is having protein rich, which can be considered for his diet. Then he can go for small quantity these items like mudga, green gram, jeeraka, that is cumin seeds, which increases the agni of the person. Then he can always go for dhanyaka, that too coriander can be coriander fruits or small seeds of coriander can be consumed. Then when it comes to oily items, because we all know that is vata prakriti generally, he's having ruksha nature in his body, so he can go for varieties of sneha items, that is oily items. That too, tela, it is said to be the best vatahara, owing to its ushna virya. Sesame oil, we commonly advised, and grata can be consumed. And what are the different sweeteners can be consumed? Sugar, but to consumed in less quantity. Buddha can be consumed in required quantity, and honey, especially if it is not having astringent taste as its primary taste or major taste, it should not be consumed. Then coming on to the spices. So spices here, these are the spices can be very useful to the vata prakriti person, like shunti, that is ginger, then garlic, asafoetida, then cumin seeds, cloves, and black pepper. See, all these things are not used in large quantity. It is only to garnish, or it is only to give better taste to the food items which we prepare. So adding these in the form of spices. And moving further, Pitta Prakriti person. We all know that Pitta Prakriti person will be having Ushna as dominant factor. So the beneficial rasas include Madhura, that is sweet, Tikta refers to bitter, and Kashaya, that refers to astringent. Swadu Tikta Madhuraha, Kashaya Tikta Madhuraha, Pitta Manyetu Kurvate. It is very clearly mentioned in the classical text. Then what are the rasas to be avoided? So the food items which are having these particular tastes like sour, salt, and astringent to be avoided by the person who is having pitta prakriti or body type is pitta. Then these dhanyas, grains can be consumed like shali, rice, Again, rice we are processing it. It can be. It is not only consumed like only rice is not consumed. We will be adding different items with the rice. Then it is consumed commonly. Then that too, rice if it should not be taken with spicy, more spicy items. That is very much required in case of pittaja prakriti. Then goduma can be consumed. Again, goduma is madura in nature, which can be consumed by the person. Then, what are the different vegetables which are to be considered or which are to be avoided by the pitta prakriti person? Like one has to avoid tomato, especially because tomato is having sour. You all know that sour is amla in nature. Amla dravya should not be consumed by the pitta prakriti person. Then mulaka should not be added because mulaka is ushna in nature. Then it is also katu in nature because it aggravates uh, pitta. Then comes beets and carrots can be consumed. Cucumber, asparagus, and various sprouts are useful to the pitta prakriti person, and he can also consume mint, that is pudina, what we say. Then kaideria refers to curry leaf, and dhanyaka it can be added to the food items to the person who is having pitta type of body or pitta prakriti person. Then moving further, these are the different fruits which can be consumed by the pitta prakriti person. Like all the fruits which are having a sweet taste, he has to avoid amla phala or sour fruits. For example, when we consider the example of mango here and amra as an example, so the person who is having pitta prakriti should not consume unripened mango. So because it is more of sour. So whereas the same person can consume the ripened mango because it is sweet in the nature. Then he can consume dried fruits like grapes. Then he can also eat mangoes, plums, madhura, that is sweet pomegranates can be consumed by the pitta prakriti person. Then when it comes to ahara, that is flesh foods, he has to avoid seafood because it is hot in potency, and even egg white also to be avoided. Then when it comes to dhanya varga, like grains and all, he can go for corns and cereals. So you can also go for coriander also can be consumed by the person who is having pitta prakriti. Now moving further, kapha prakriti. So we all know that kapha prakriti mainly will be having benefits from the dravyas or substances which are having ushna, and which is tikta or which is katu or kashaya rasayukta. That means the rasas or the food items which are useful to kapha prakriti should be having either katu, that is pungent, or tikta rasa or bitter taste, or kashaya rasa, that is astringent taste. And he has to avoid madhura, that is sweet, amla, sour, lavana, and salt. These items should be avoided by the person who is, considered as kapha prakriti, and he has to avoid tomato and cucumber. Tomato is more of amla. Amla is here. It is said it has to be avoided because it is sour in taste. Then he can go for yava, that is barley, because yava is said to be little lighter, and he has to go for cooked grains. So cooked grains here means once any grains are processed or subjected to samskara, what we say, guru dravyas can be converted into lagu dravyas. Okay, so lagus dravyas are beneficial in case of kapha prakriti person because naturally he is having guru nature. Then different fruits which are indicated or can be consumed by the person are dadima, that is pomegranate, apple, apricots, peaches, and pears. Then when it comes to nuts, he can consume, but he has to avoid such dried fruits or nuts which are having more oils in it. Then he can go for milk because milk is a part and parcel of one's diet always. Either one person may take plain milk, or he can take processed milk. He may take teas, all those things. When it comes to kapha prakriti person, the milk which is collected from goats are said to be useful because it is lagoon nature, and he can go for little quantity of grita every day, because ghee is considered as rasayana. One has to consume grita and processed from grita, the items which are processed from grita to be consumed by the person regularly. And if the person is having very good digestive fire or power, he can go for consumption of milk. Then raw honey is said to be the better choice because it is more of kashaya in nature. Processed honey usually it may be having madura rasa. Madura is again it is increasing kapha, so one has to go for raw honey. Then different spices include shunti, that is ginger, lashuna, that is garlic. Both are ushna in nature, which is very useful in case of kapha prakriti person. Then what we have to do with Dvandva Prakriti? That is a question actually. Dual constitution, what we have to consider here. So there are mainly three types of Dvandva Prakriti which are enlisted, like Vata Pitta Prakriti, Vata Kapha Prakriti, and Pitta Kapha Prakriti. These are the three types of Dvandva Prakriti which are enlisted. So what has to be done when there are Dvandva Prakriti? What should be the diet? So Vata Pitta Prakriti, here we have to consider the common factor which is responsible. But when it comes to vata pitta, here vata controlling diet has to be taken in winter, because in winter, during winter, it is the cold which is dominant quality. So to control cold things, one has to go for vata controlling diet in winter, because vata in general it is shita in nature. So vata controlling means it should be ushna or warm items. Then in case of pitta summer or spring, one has to go for pitta controlling diet. That means pitta generally it is ushna, so one has to go for cold items. That is the very important thing one has to, and it is very simple also. And one has to avoid katu, because when we consider both vata and pitta, it is a katu, pungent, which is the one which is aggravating factor. So that means the person who is having this type of constitution has to avoid the items which are having katu or pungent taste. Then when it comes to vata kapha prakriti, that is dual prakriti, where vata and kapha are dominant. So here the common factor is ushna. So then when this is the prakriti, then he can go for ushna or warm items. Then comes pitta kapha prakriti. So here tikta and kashaya are the common factors when it comes to pitta and kapha. So he has to go for the items which are having bitter. Like for example, here it is shown karavelaka, that is bitter gourd. It is quite useful to the person who is having pitta and kapha prakriti. When it comes to, see, these are the based on the body type which is explained in Ayurveda. So depending upon our requirement, one has to go for different items. So before that, we need to know about different components of the foods. So food has carbohydrates, proteins, fats. Different types of things are there. Like when we talk about grains and all, these are coming under carbohydrates. When we are talking about fruits or pulses, all those things comes under protein heading. Then when it comes to meat, oily items, all this comes under fat. Then minerals also should be a very important component of one's diet, because there is daily requirement which is said or which is fixed for a particular person who is having a particular body type, or who is based on his weight also. Then calcium, like, because 400 to 500 milligram of calcium has to be consumed by the person, which is very commonly available in case of curry leaf, what we say kaidaria. So a person who is requiring calcium can go for preparations or garnishing with curry leaf. Then phosphorus, which is available in all types of vegetables and beans. Then iron is very much present in coriander or fenugreek, that is methika, what we say. Then comes potassium. So potassium is available in figs and banana. Then sodium, that is present in salted nuts and dry fruits. Iodine, like salts we consume. Then magnesium, again available in different vegetables. Zinc, available in milk and banana. So these are the minerals which are very much required for the body to perform its regular activities. So depending upon the requirement, one can add such items in his diet. And when it comes to vitamins, vitamins are very much important to carry out so many activities in our body. So vitamin A, you all know that vitamin A is very much required for our vision and all. So carrots and spinach are the rich source of vitamin A. So when it comes to vitamin D, it is buttermilk, or even milk is also having vitamin D. Then when it comes to vitamin E, yeah, apple and orange are the common sources of this vitamin. Then when it comes to vitamin B complex, there are varieties of or subtypes in vitamin B. Based on our requirement, we have to add such items in our diet. Vitamin B1, if it is required, then one has to go for wheat Bengal gram. Then vitamin B2 is required, then he can go for riboflavin. That is he can go for black gram. Riboflavin is the name of vitamin B2. Then vitamin B6, if he is requiring, then he can go for wheat and Bengal gram again. Vitamin B12, if it is required, he can add milk in his diet. So these are some suggestions, but one has to have ideas regarding what should be the items in his diet. Then coming on to the vitamin C, we have a range of fruits and sources for vitamin C. Like as per his likings and requirements, one can go for different items under vitamin C. Like amlaki, Amlica officinalis, very good source of vitamin C, can be consumed. So one amalaki a day, like eating either dried amalaki or fresh amalaki, one amalaki a day, definitely it is very useful to a person. Any body nature he can go for it because it is acting as rasayana, rejuvenative in nature. Then comes orange, lime, pineapple, and papaya. These are the sources of vitamin C. Then different fruits can be consumed as per one's requirement because fruits are the one which are having different minerals in it. Definitely, it's going to be very useful to the person. Apple is the one important source. Apricots, banana, bullock's heart, that is Annona reticulata. In Ayurveda, we call it as Ramafal actually. Then cashew fruit, that is Anacardium occidentale. All these fruits can be used, maybe dried or fresh. Then cherries, custard apple, dates, figs, grapes, then guava, jackfruit, jumbo fruit. Jumbo refers to our jambu, Eugenia jambolena. Then citrus acida, lime, orange, citrus reticulata. All these fruits, as per availability and as per our requirement, one can go for. He can add it in his diet. And again, further moving, mango, maybe seasonal fruit, but definitely he can get so many minerals from this mango. Pineapple, that is Ananas sativus, again a very good source of minerals. Then pomegranate, it can be eaten every day. But one thing we have to consider, depending upon our requirement, our agni, and availability. So why I am specific on availability, because if we are eating unseasonal fruit in one particular season, it may not suit our body because it may not possess the required phytoconstituents in it, which may in turn may not help the person who consumes that fruit. That's why seasonal fruit has to be eaten in that particular season only. That is the very important practice when one has to keep in our mind. Then, in general, there are three type of body types which are enlisted, like ectomorph. That means when the body is lean and slender and tends to have less body fat and muscle. So this can be considered as ectomorph. Then coming on to the next type, that is endomorph. So when the body has more stored fat, lots of muscles, and gains weight easily. So depending upon his body type, one has to make arrangement in his diet. Then mesomorph, that refers to when the body is athletic and strong, he can he can consume little bit extra quantity because he has that capacity of digesting it, and whatever the eaten things can be metabolized very very quickly. That he has to keep in his mind. We got all these informations. Okay, so I would like to conclude with these many points. First, we need to keep in our mind that food be the medicine. That means even food can be a medicine for us. So healthy food regimen definitely prevents the disease, and also in during illness also, one if one goes for good or healthy food, definitely his recovery will be very quicker. So another very important point here is eat as per the need. It's not like which is available there, or it is so it is not so costly, so I can eat that moment. One should not have that nature, because one has to eat as per his need. Like, should have the knowledge regarding digestive capacity. That is the one which is very very important for any person. So the quantity to be consumed, he should have an idea what is the ideal quantity for that particular person. Then another very important thing which we always emphasize here is Ayurveda. See, it is a life science which always gives us so many concepts. It is stating that food is responsible for maintenance of health and also to cause diseases. So everybody agree with this thing, because whatever we eat definitely will help us to sustain our health, because it gives us lot of nourishment. And also if my eating habit is not good, definitely I'll be a prone person for many many diseases. And it's not generalizing the food items. I think that may not suit always. We should have, or we should have such plan that intake of food, it should be individualized. Like one item may not be suitable for other person, may suit this person. So as per his body constitution, if he has got correct idea of what type of food has to be taken, then it is always added to his health. Like, individual planning of food intake will address several health issues which may occur in future. Then one need to study his own body type to help him to formulate any particular nutritional strategy that may work specifically for him, because one strategy may not suit other person. So he has to have his own strategy to plan, formulate such type of food item as per his nutritional requirement. Then the ideal diet should be based on one's body type, or his physical activity and his genetic history also, because certain food items may not suit certain genes. Like that's why he should have an idea, like whether this, for example, jackfruit, when you take an example. So various preparations of jackfruit which are commonly available, thinking that okay, it is useful, giving energy, nutritional and all, one cannot eat lot quantity, because large quantity may definitely may be harmful, but the same jackfruit may not harm in such a way that which is harming other person. That's why one has to have clear picture about his genetic history also. And one thing is very important in Ayurveda. It is said, patye satyagadartasya kimaushada nishevanam, patye asatyagadartasya kimaushada nishevanam. A very beautiful quote from Vaidikya Subhashita, that he says that a person who is having idea about the patya, that is wholesome food, then what is the requirement for medicine? On the other hand, the person who is taking the medicine but he is not having any idea of wholesome food, then his disease doesn't get cured. This is very very nice reference which is available in Ayurveda. And finally, I would like to conclude by saying that eat healthy and be healthy. That is very very important thing. So we have to keep in our mind. And finally, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Nehru Center, London, Dr. Archana Pradhan, and Dr. Vineet, and all who have joined online. Sorry, there was a little technical glitches. I hope it doesn't hamper the flow of knowledge. Thank you very much. If any questions are there, I'm here to answer. Okay, how can we incorporate Ayurvedic foods which are tailored as per the uh, distinct seasons in India in the daily changing season in the UK? Okay, um, Pranjula Singh, thank you for asking this question, because as I said in introduction that individually we are different. That is one thing. Certain countries or certain states to that particular matter will have their own type of food practices or food regimen. So as per the season, for example, see, now in India it is rainy season, so I should arrange, I should consume such type of food that is, it is not hampering or it is not aggravating my vata. Okay, because in Varsha, that is rainy season, it is vata which is the dosha which is very commonly tend to increase. So the same thing may be applied in England also, UK also, that as per your seasonal condition, if definitely you can subject it to so many process, what we say samskara, or you can dry it as per your requirement, or you can cook it, because cooking always brings lightness to the preparations. Such things can be definitely practiced even in UK only. And we need to know our body type first, then we can definitely practice it. And one more question: a lot of people from India are now living in the UK and they consume Indian food. Will it affect their health and desha? No, no, because once you are accustomed to some particular practice, I think definitely it is not going to cause any harm, because as many days as you are maintaining the equilibrium of tridosha, that is vata and vata, pitta and kapha dosha in your body, there is no question of aggravation of any disease. But you have to keep monitoring. Of course, the desha is also very very important thing. Okay, Ayurvedic doctors on the internet advise against heating honey. Does that mean that we should not use honey in hot lemon water? So I think here we need to think little bit, because in classical text it is very clearly said honey should not be directly heated. Okay, that is the thing which is explained in our body, because it is very clear reason. Honey bees, they collect nectar from different flowers, that may be from poisonous flowers also, right? So once poisonous flowers nectar is collected, so when we are heating it, definitely it releases so many poisonous principles. That's what it is very clearly said. But when the things are warm, that, see, that warm and hot, it is different. When the things or substance or preparations are warm in nature, having a temperature which is not hot, okay, so that time you can add honey as per your requirement, that can be consumed definitely, because it doesn't aggravate any particular dosha or any particular poisonous principle from the honey. Okay, is it okay to snack between meals, or should we eat something every 2 hours or so? This all depends on our food habits. Actually, in classical text, only two times food is mentioned. That is Pratha Bhojana and Sayam Bhojana. That is, Pratha Bhojana means just before the sunrise. Then Sayam Bhojana refers to eating just before sunset. So in Ayurveda, these two types of Bhojana Kala, that is time for eating food, is mentioned. But nowadays we are not following all those regimen. But our working pattern is also different, because we are working in different conditions, different types of work we do. Maybe some may do very heavy works, some may have light works in that particular company or anything. So, depending upon his requirement, he should have. See, if my physical activity is very good, then if I eat a little bit more quantity, or the items which are heavy in nature, it doesn't cause any harm to my body. So, if my body, I am not doing any exercise, my work is very sedentary in nature, definitely a light food, if it is in larger quantity, may also have a chance of bringing up some unwanted or harmful effects in us. Okay, yeah, Megha Yadav. Are there any particular fruits that should not be consumed at a particular time of the day? Uh, Even though we don't have such references, like fruits are always good, but there are certain fruits which may not be useful for particular person living with one particular disease. Well, I just give an example of diabetes. So when it comes to diabetes person, we say, okay, he should avoid the banana which is bigger variety, that is Cavendish actually, then custard apple, then he has to avoid pineapple, he has to avoid grapes, such things. So it is depending upon the disease also, we need to suggest the person whether he can consume the fruit or not. It's always important to have all types of fruit but in less quantity. That is also very, very important thing. Okay, from Manas Rao, yeah. Do diets like intermittent fasting work, especially for someone in their 20? Yeah, of course. Um Fasting is one such type of practice which detoxify us. Okay, but I should be able to fast for this particular time. If my body is not allowing me to go for fast, I think we should not do it, because instead of giving better results, there may be some unwanted effects also. So here, depending upon my strength, see, can I stay uh, fast for some hours? I should have an idea. So, because fasting, definitely it's going to be very much useful if I am able to do it. Otherwise, I may be having general debility or dorbale, what I say. So that can be a possibility. Yeah. Any other question? Thank you, madam. No more questions? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you once again, everybody. So, you are all wonderful participants. Thank you so much. And once again, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this beautiful opportunity. And thanks to Dr. Archana Pradhan and Vineet and everybody. Thank you. Namaste.